Hi guys, are we recording? I think we are. This is Tracy with TR's Tarot Talk 1111, and today I am trying out my new computer and my new setup. So I'm doing an impromptu reading for the general collective. It's going to be a romance reading. It doesn't have to be twin flames or soulmates. This is just a general love read. So set your intentions on who you would like to know more about romantically, whoever is on your heart and mind. And we're going to just play with the cards. Okay, I'm not dealing them out ahead of time. This is a new setup, so I'm hoping it will record longer than Spirit Wants to Talk already. 30 minutes. So starting out our reading is the World card. And like I said, I'm just going impromptu. I've got like 10 decks out here. We're going to play around. So this is going to be for the next week here. What is today? Today is Wednesday, right? Wednesday the 7th of... Oh, wait a minute. I'm still on August. Today is Wednesday the 4th. Told you it was impromptu, right? No practice here. All right, so Spirit has given us the world, and I feel like this is exactly what's been happening, especially with a lot of people that I've been intermingling with. It seems like old patterns have been dropping away, timelines folding and collapsing. And there's been a lot of endings for these new, bright, beautiful beginnings. A lot of people that I know have divorced or moved or started major new life cycles. So this is very apropos, I guess, is what I want to say. So for the week of... It's so funny. It looks like my friend. The week from the 4th to 11th, we'll say, okay? You guys know that I've been very busy. I haven't uploaded a lot of videos. So hopefully I'll be able to get back to the weekly grind. So what's next, Spirit? What's coming for my collective with this World card? What is coming next? Let's just tell a story. For the viewers that are tuning in, what is the story for this week, September 4th through the 11th? Oh, you wanted to talk a minute ago. I said, yeah, we did. And we put it out there, the World card, bright new beginnings, shiny new beginnings. You know that whenever you get the World card, there has to be an ending, right? It's like cleaning out your shoe closet. If you want to bring new stuff in, you got to get rid of the old. So perhaps some of you still have timelines that you're collapsing. There might be relationships that you're ending, jobs that you're leaving. There we go. Yeah. Oh, we got 3 cards here. So the next card is the existence card, okay? Existence. That's the Magician. That's kind of a strange way to look at the Magician card, but I guess not. Because this girl's sitting here in this pod looking out over the galaxy, and she sees this shooting star. Can you see it there? So manifestation, when you end an old cycle and you start a new one, you're kind of in magician mode, right? You're in manifestation mode. I apologize for the noise. It's too hot to close the window, and there's somebody mowing the lawn next door. Hopefully it doesn't disrupt too much. All right, so you're closing out something old to create something new. And in this creation, you have to manifest. You have to use all the tools that the universe has given you in order to manifest this beautiful new beginning. Okay, then we have the 4 of Pentacles. In this deck, it's called the Miser. And I feel that this is some of you resisting this new beginning. It's a resistance to let go of everything that doesn't serve you. some of you might be worried about the release, the actual release. We get very attached to our belongings. We get attached to the things that we want in our life. And even when it's toxic and no longer serving us, right? How many people do you know that stay in relationships years after they've actually been done and over with? And how many people do you know that, stay in jobs that they hate because they're fearful of what is going to come next for them, or fearful that nothing will come next, that they just won't be able to manifest this new beginning in a way that brings them the prosperity and the acquirement of things, right? Things is not what makes us happy, but sometimes we're conditioned to believe that if we don't have a lot of belongings or a lot of accumulated stuff in our life, then we are not worthy, right? We have to be rich, we have to have a nice car, a nice home, and it's status. And so somebody watching this card is for you. This is spirit telling you, don't hold on too tightly to anything that doesn't serve you anymore, because what comes next is the big breakthrough card, right? So this is a breakthrough of new energies. This is I'm not sure which major arcana this is. I used to have these cards memorized. I read with these cards for 8 years. How I could forget something like this, I'm not sure. But it's the 9, okay? Let's see, what is the 9? Is that a tower? Is 9 the tower? Well, I'm going to read it energetically, okay? And if you guys know what this card is, put it down in the comments section. But this to me feels like a tower. In this deck, though, there are no negative cards at all. This is a beautiful card in this deck. It's all about destroying everything that didn't serve you so that you could break free from the chains that bind you, okay? If you're unwilling to let go willingly, then spirit will come along and kind of fix it for you in the ways of taking away the very things that you're clinging to. Okay, so what else can we expect in this week, spirit? What else can we expect? How about romance? Tell us about romance for the week of the 4th through the 11th. What can my viewers experience in the line of romance in the next week? Show me what I need to know. Show me what I need to know. Romance, please. Romance. Don't have my romance oracle deck in here, and I probably should have. Ooh. Integration. This is a nice card. I'm just reading intuitively today, okay? So for those of you who don't understand the whole divine masculine, divine feminine concept, there are literal people who have incarnated on the earth at this time that what is the word I'm looking for? They have within them the archetype of the divine masculine and the archetype of the divine feminine. Okay, in the 3D. Now, we all have divine masculine and feminine within us. And in the new 5D energies that our planet is now ascending to, the frequencies are raising. And in order to create this beautiful new world, the age of Aquarius, it's all about coming from unconditional love. We're going to be releasing ourselves from the bondage of conditional love, the bondage of having to, work really hard in order to have prosperity. we're trying to learn the balance between masculine and feminine so that we can know the law of attraction and to balance out the world. Basically, we've been living in an archetypal reality where it's been the patriarch rule, right? Well, this is all about, see the Ouroboros, I can't even pronounce it. It's the snake down here that eats its tail. Then you've got divine masculine, divine feminine. This is depicted as divine feminine, divine masculine. It's not always, but usually if you are embodying this archetype in the physical, it's usually a water sign with a fire sign, because water and fire produce steam, right? But not necessarily. Those are also just archetypes. So I think what we're looking at here this next week is closing out some old cycles, manifesting new beginnings, learning the art of letting go, and having our breakthroughs when it comes to balancing divine masculine and feminine within us. If you aren't a twin flame, if you don't have a person, an embodied person that is your divine counterpart, then we are being called to integrate our divine masculine and feminines within us, within our bodies. So if you are, if you feel within yourself divinely feminine, and that doesn't matter what your body is, what your avatar is, whether it's a male body or a female body, it has nothing to do with gender. I know men that are predominantly feminine energies, but they're still masculine, right? They're not, they're not homosexual or asexual or bisexual. They're just a masculine with a lot of feminine traits. Maybe they're loving and nurturing, giving, forgiving, domestic, those kind of things, okay? It has nothing to do with your manlyhood. Let's put it that way. And then vice versa. Perhaps you are a female that loves to work on cars or race cars, or you're very analytical, or you do good with numbers, and you've got more masculine energy than feminine. Well, right now in the age of Aquarius, we are balancing the masculine and feminine within us. So you might find yourself drawn to learning new skills that have to do, maybe you're a masculine that wants to learn how to write poetry or bake, or whatever feminine traits. They're so stereotypical, I hate to bring them up, but maybe you're just looking to be more whole within yourself, okay? I don't want to just work on cars and take out the garbage and fix the things that are broken. I would like to be able to cook dinner and create, be more creative, with the feminine energies. Because the feminine embodies the creativity and the masculine embodies the do it, right? The application of it. I am really doing terrible with explaining myself today. I think the lawn mowing outside is distracting me. So I think this is what's happening. And I asked for romantic, but I think in order to have a oh, look, and then we have the Fool, New Beginnings, 4 major arcanas out of 6 cards. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of endings, making room, manifesting, releasing, breaking through paradigms, balancing masculine and feminine in order to create our new beginning. Okay, I'm going to get 2 more cards and then we're going to move on. There we go. All right, so next up we have the Guilt card. This is the 8 of Swords. Okay, this is feeling stuck. It's experiencing, it's actually having this Tower moment over here. It's experiencing within yourself too many thoughts of what limits you. Too many thoughts of what limits you. Limitations are only conceived as a thought first. Okay, so the 8 of Swords in a regular deck depicts a person with a blindfold on and all these swords around them. And if they would just take the blinders off, they could see that there's plenty of room for them to get around these swords. It's just etheric. It's just your mindset that's holding you back. Okay. So I see a struggle here with some of you, a struggle to let go of everything that doesn't serve you and to stop overthinking and overanalyzing your next step, because the divine is here to carry you. You've got 4 major arcanas here. So you've got all the spiritual guidance and help that you need to start this beautiful new beginning. Okay, so actually, well, I'm reading intuitively, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. I don't believe this is the world card. It says we are the world, but that's the feeling I get. It's the 10 of Pentacles. It's reaching the status of stability and security and manifesting things into the now, into the 3D physical reality. But Spirit said I had it right the first time, that we're reading intuitively. Okay, so some of you might be feeling guilty, or you know, there might be people in your life that you've been nurturing and caring for a long time, and you feel like if you were to ditch them or walk out on them or leave them behind, that you would be doing them and yourself a disservice. But Spirit says everybody that incarnates on this earth has their own path, their own destiny. And when you enable people, when you supply them with everything that they need, they become stagnant and cannot grow on their own. Okay, and there are plans that they made before they came here on what they wanted to accomplish. All right, so don't feel guilt, don't feel shame. Move on, do what your spirit and your soul is calling you to do. When you honor yourself, when you integrate the masculine and feminine energies, you will recognize that when you look at life through a spiritual lens instead of the physical, you will realize that you have actually been an enabler. You've been holding back people on their journeys because you are unwilling to let go and let them take the reins. It's like, you know, you can only walk a pony around for so long with a child on it until they graduate to a horse and learn to ride. So stop walking the pony around, okay? This will create harmony in your life. This is a beautiful card. You've got 2 10s now. The 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. This is a very high vibrational frequency of unconditional love. This is harmony from the heart to the third eye. This is the inner knowing. Okay, and it is the happiest card in the deck. It's reaching that fulfillment of emotional abundance within yourself so that you can share it outward into the community and into your family. All right, Spirit says I need a couple more. We'll get a couple more, and then we're going to go into some oracles. Oh, no, too many, Spirit. Just a couple more, please, Spirit, on love and romance. And this doesn't really feel too romantic here, but, you know, we do have the 10 of Cups. But it feels like the romance is kind of on hold for a lot of us while we work through this inner masculine and feminine balancing. Oh, new vision. New vision. Look at that. I don't know if you can see because I'm in the window here, but there's a silhouette down here of a person on their knees, and then they're coming up into the upright position and totally manifesting, like owning their own sensual, spiritual, physical reality. This is beautiful. This is going from sadness into joy and bliss. This is creating a new life. What a beautiful card. I love this. Look at the wings. I hope you guys can see that. I don't know how well this is conveying on video. All right, so there's just a lot of major arcanas here saying that change is coming. Let's just break it down to the fact that in romance, in order to have, if you're single and you're looking for romance, there's some inner work that needs to be done so that you can have unconditional love, because we have been conditioned to believe that there are certain ways that people are supposed to give and take. And Spirit is telling us to reach beyond our limitations and to integrate our masculine and feminine so that we can see life from all aspects. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Look at how beautiful she looks. I hope you can see this. If you look in the skirt down here, she has all of these, or I'm sorry, not her skirt, her sleeves. If you can see that, her sleeves have all of these seeds within them. She's the Earth Mother, right? She is the person who brings the physical experience into the 3D reality. She's an earth sign. Everything's about the earth realm. She is the seed planter, the sower. She's also usually depicted here as being pregnant. Okay, she is the mommy of the earth foundation. So this is very beautiful. So what you're doing is we are moving into the feminine energy. Now let's see if there's any masculine energy that's going to be coming in for the balance that we seek to bring all of this new beginning into life. How is the integration going to happen for the masculine in this reading? Spirit, show me what I need to know. Show me what I need to know. There we go. Rebirth. Rebirth. Okay, so in this deck, this is the 10. You've got 3 10s now. So there's a lot of endings, a lot of timelines collapsing. A lot of timelines collapsing. So this is the 10 of Swords, okay? This is reaching the end of a cycle. So a lot of the masculines might be going through an ego death this week. The 10 of Swords for me kind of feels like the ego death. It's like taking on so much pain and hardship that you just can't take anymore. Your back can't hold any more swords. And in this deck, it's going from the Camel, which is endurance. It's like putting up with things that you've been putting up with for years and years and years, being in service to others, okay? And then you get the Lion, which is, you know, all about inner strength, inner balance. It's taming your inner beast and then becoming childlike again. So with strength and endurance, you can have a rebirth after the ego death, okay? So I'm going to get one final card, and then we're going to go into some oracles, and we're going to see how long this video will go, because my phone camera would only do 31 minutes, and then it would cut me right off. So if this cuts off in the middle of the reading, I will put up a part 2. This is brand new. I just bought this computer, and I'm just learning how to use it. So we're winging it. It's an impromptu love reading, right? I don't see a lot of the love here, but I think Spirit's trying to tell us that change is coming to let love in. Ooh. All right, we get 2 last. And I'll take the bottom too. All right. So we've got the, well, Spirit says not yet. I'll save that one. We are going into consciousness. Look at that, the Buddha. Look at the clouds behind him and the big, big, bright third eye shining. Okay, so this week we are going to be, I think it's going to be a spiritual week. I really do. I don't see a whole lot of romance happening. I see the inner work being done in order to collapse these timelines and move you into a more stable, grounded, integrated, masculine, feminine, balancing, so that we can move forward in our life to create what it is that we seek, right? So we've got consciousness, and that is the Ace of Swords in this deck. It's awareness. It's moving into the knowing. It is enlightenment. It's having an aha moment. But in this deck, it comes from within, not from without. It's not somebody calling you or texting you or giving you an epiphany. I don't see any pages. I don't see any knights here. This is all major arcana. And, you know, well, here's a couple of minor arcana, but not many. Okay. So next we have the Six of Swords. This is moving into calmer waters, but Not in this deck. I'm just here to tell you, in this deck, this is all about releasing burdens that like I said, I feel like we've all been in this mode of carrying everybody else's weight. This guy is climbing up a huge mountain. He looks poor. He looks tired. He looks beaten down. And he's got this, what's the word I want? This dandy. I want to call him a dandy. This dandy guy on top of him. And look at the rooster represents pride. So these are people that are using you for their own means to get them on their path by making you walk further away from your path. So in this deck, it's all about letting go of other people's burdens. Don't carry other people that can carry themselves. There's a huge difference between helping those in need and helping those that have no needs but just use you for your energy and for what you can help them to accomplish, okay? Then the last card was the Queen of Fire. So we have two queens now. So I feel, and I don't want to pick sides, but I feel like the feminines are actually moving toward their Empress energies. There are two queens coming up this week. It could be that you're dealing with two feminines. If you're a masculine watching this, you might be dealing with two feminines. But this doesn't really play out for me as a romance read. It plays out more as a spiritual growth, spirituality and growth within yourself, within your soul, within your higher knowing. So the feminines, and it could be the masculines moving into balance with their feminine side too, because we have the Queen of Wands. She's so loving and she's very intuitive, passionate, creative. In this deck, it's called sharing. I feel like what she shares is the abundance of moving forward. Wands motivate us, fire us up. It is the fire element. It puts some action behind the introspection. Okay, so we went from thinking to now creating. We've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So not only are you creating in the 3D, but you're also being moved, inspired, action. You're moved into action. Okay, so this week, and it was an impromptu reading, okay? This week is all about integrating your divine masculine and feminine. It's letting go of things that no longer serve you. It's realizing that the burdens, you've got 3 10s here, a lot of endings. I really feel like it's timelines collapsing. Old timelines, okay? What you call an old timeline. Let's just say when you were 19, when I was 19, I lived in Florida. I had a bunch of friends down there. I had a different lifestyle. I had things that I did that I wouldn't even come close to doing now, right? But then when I moved away from there and I grew and matured, that was an old timeline that I let collapse, okay? Now, if there was some brokenness that I had acquired during that time, perhaps, I was in an abusive relationship or there were bad things happening and I hadn't forgiven those people or I hadn't learned my lesson or healed from that experience, then that timeline is still open. It's still open, waiting for the ending to happen, for me to release and let go, have new vision. I mean, there's a lot of newness here. So those timelines, if you find that there are places in your past where you have had trauma or you have had bad things happen to you and you're still harboring a grudge, or perhaps it led you to a belief system of unworthiness, like, because that happened to me, I don't believe I will ever overcome that obstacle and be able to move forward in my life healed. This is the time. You've got 10 or 3 10s. That is the collapsing of these timelines, okay? And it's the integration. It's all about releasing guilt, having a rebirth, not holding on to anything that doesn't serve you. having this breakthrough, manifesting your new beginnings. It's going within and getting enlightenment on where your path is leading you to. And there's this great big joy and happiness that happens once you can balance what's within your heart with what's within your mind. Those two have to marry each other. It's a romance in its own, right? If your heart and your mind aren't integrated, then you will always have that little devil, little angel syndrome going on within you. So this coming week, I think it's time to forgive people. I think it's time to have long talks that you haven't had. I think it's time to understand your worth and to co-create with the universe your next step so that you can be cleared. Okay, ego death, releasing all of these burdens. This is burdens. So that these two tens, because these are beautiful, this is the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Okay, so that is material wealth, which doesn't have to be money. It's abundance in all shapes and forms, and emotional abundance. So this is what needs to be cleared and needs to be done. Let's get you some oracles because I really don't know. We're at 31 minutes. It hasn't shut off yet. So we're just going to play, guys. It's an impromptu reading, right? All right, Spirit, give us some guidance on this journey that we're taking in this next week on collapsing timelines, letting our ego die and rebirth into something more beautiful. How is this? Give us some advice on how we can go within ourselves and make this happen. What do we need to know, Spirit? Grieve your losses. Yeah, see, this is how you collapse timelines. Let's say you dated somebody in your childhood, okay? And that person, maybe it was your first love. You were truly, truly in love with this person. And for whatever reason, they weren't in that space with you, but they pretended to be, right? They thought they could be, perhaps. Maybe it wasn't pretending. Maybe it was just a fact that they thought they could be, but they couldn't be. And I'm just using euphemisms here, okay? But let's say something really bad happened that broke you up. You moved on. They married somebody. You married somebody. Life goes on, right? And you haven't ever grieved that loss. You've held that resentment, that pain, that disbelief of how somebody could treat you in such a manner. I've had a lot of grievances in my past. I've been with people that were abusive. I've been with people that had commitment issues. Everything that is outside of you is just a mirror of what is really going on inside of you. Could be things that you brought in from other lifetimes, could be things that you learned as a child. Maybe you experienced parents that had divorces or parents that had addictions or whatever, okay? But it's in the past and it's time to grieve those losses and it's time to let them go, to find your harmony, okay? Forgive and forget and release. And when you forgive others, they don't even know it sometimes, but you know it. You understand that those losses affected you and that it's time for you to just release, because everybody does their own thing. Everybody has their own wounds that they create from. And it's not really a reflection on you once you've healed that. Once you have dated the mirror and saw within you where your losses happened and which ones you have forgiven and which ones you haven't, that's when all this can happen. So Spirit says, look forward. Stop living in the past, okay? If you're sitting in a car and you can see the same picture in your rearview mirror and the same picture out the front window, day in and day out, if the past never changes and the future never creates, the problem is you're sitting still. The car is not moving. Once the car gets put in drive and you move forward, look forward, then everything in your rearview mirror has to change because it cannot stay the same, right? And the vision that you see out your front window is going to change and it's going to be forward movement. All right, let's get a couple from this deck. Don't ask me what the decks are today. I'm just too tired to list them, okay? But I'm sure that if you really, really want to know, you can look it up on Google. Spirit, give us some messages for this week on how to collapse these timelines, how to heal the ego, the inner child. I really feel like it's working on your inner child this week. You know, where were the disappointments in your childhood or in your last relationship, or the one relationship that never really, the one that broke you, the one that hurt you the most? There goes my phone because I forgot to shut it off. Sorry, guys. Whoever it is, I will check it later. All right, messages, Spirit, for my collective viewers. Messages for the collective, please, for the week of September 4th through the 11th. There we go. 2. Cool. We got 2. Oh, I love this. Look at the way this reading is coming together. Mending bridges. Says, I heal rifts. I am a mender. And look, there's a masculine and feminine. I'm telling you guys, this reading feels to me like there are people that are watching that have had some really traumatic experiences with their counterpart in the past or in past lives. Could be mother, father, but it's the masculine, feminine energies, whether it's you and your counterpart, you and somebody you dated, you and your brother, or your sister, or your parents. It has the paradigm of masculine, feminine energies, and it's time to heal the bridges. Cross over into your new beginning by mending the past, okay? And that will launch you into your new journey. Look at the bags are packed. Spirit's got it all laid out for you. The journey is going to be so simple for you once you mend your bridges, once you balance the inner masculine and feminine. And I'm seriously hearing that there are some of you that need to forgive somebody from the past. Okay, it says, I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. We're all intrepid, right? It's like we don't know what's out there. We don't know what's coming for us. We don't know what the universe has in store for us. But the truth is, we really do. You know, we really do, because we kind of planned it for ourselves before we got here. But it's time to take a leap of faith. It's time to get your feet firmly planted on your new beginning, your journey, right? Your new journey. Well, I'm going to save these for last. I'm having fun, guys. Stick with me, will you? We don't do this very often because my camera usually shuts off. And it's impromptu. I have no idea. I didn't set my intentions for anything. This is just whatever Spirit wanted to tell us. Spirit says, not that yet. Not that yet. All right, let's do this one. Okay, Spirit, tell us what is the knowledge that we need in order to move forward on this new beginning. What is the knowledge that we are seeking or that we need advice for? Where do we begin? Where do we begin? Give us some advice on this journey that we're launching as an intrepid traveler moving forth into the universe. You know, we have a full moon coming up on the 13th, right? Well, I'll have to do some videos for the full moon. I want to say it's in Pisces, but I'm not sure. Or maybe the new moon was in Pisces. I don't know. I'm not an astrologer. There we go. Oh, we got 3. Well, I said it was impromptu, right? So we're going to go for it. Wow, these are powerful cards too. First, we have the hungry ghost. Obsessions of scarcity, consciousness, and attachments. Okay, so this is what we were talking about, ghosts from your past. These ghosts have been feeding on your energy for a long time now. And the reason why is because, you know, we become obsessive over the things that we can't have instead of obsessive over the things we're trying to create. And when you're still looking in that rearview mirror, those hungry ghosts are just constantly feeding on your energy. It gives you this feeling of scarcity, of abandonment, of feeling lack in your life, like you're not worthy to have your dreams come true. Why? Because this person told you so, or this situation led you to believe that. It's attachments. They're hungry ghosts. These are people, places, or things from your past situations that have been feeding off of your energy for a long time, and it's time to heal them. Kiss them, mwah, and tell them you love them. Thank you for the lesson. It was such a beautiful lesson. It hurt like hell, but I am ready to forgive it and let it go. Okay, next we have the Hawk Prince. Spirit communication. Pay attention. This is beautiful. It's a number 11. The other one was a number 14, which breaks down to a 5, which is change. 5s are all about changing the past so that you can create something more beautiful in your future. The Hawk Prince, spirit communication and paying attention. Okay, number 11. This is your inner knowing, your inner intuition. This is this card. It's like going within and understanding. Listen to your spirit guides. We all have spirit guides. We all have deceased loved ones and ancestors. We all have angels. We have the divine, the collective consciousness, and all of these spirit guides communicate with us on a daily basis. Okay, it's that little inner voice that says, that if you do that, you're going to regret it, right? That's the voice I hear when I eat chocolate. I have worked so hard to lose weight, but I have this stupid sugar addiction that I have been trying to tame, and I haven't conquered it. Every night before bed, I crave chocolate or sweets. So I have this inner voice that says to me, Tracy, you're trying to create a better life for yourself, and you're on your own now, and you're raising a child, and you're going to need to be healthy. You're going to need to take care of yourself because there are people relying on you, good people relying on you, not the ones that we're trying to release, but the ones that we want to keep, right? So that's your inner knowing when your spirit guides tell you that something's not good for you. If you're in a situation that doesn't serve you, if every day you go home and all you want to do is hide out in your bedroom or take a nap, or your energy is completely depleted, look at what is stealing your energy from you and how can you transmute it. If it's a job that you don't love, maybe it's time to look for a job you can love. What do you love to do? What inspires you? I love doing my readings, and it's supporting me. I love it. So move into what you love. So this is listening to your inner guidance. Your inner guidance will always tell you if you're on your path or if you're not. Lastly, we have the High Lady of Love and Compassion, reverence, kindness, and consideration. It's a number 1. It's new beginnings. This is learning to forgive. But forgiveness does not mean that you have to allow people to continually take your energy from you. You can forgive them. You can be kind to them. You can take their feelings into consideration. But you do realize that in the end, you have to look out for what brings you happiness, because this whole experience here on earth is not about other people. It's about you as a soul. What did you come here to learn? What did you come here to achieve? What did you come here to experience? And what's holding you back from experiencing your highest and best, most emotional, fulfilling life, right? Okay. So do we need any more spirit? I want to do a soul mission card. This is for my star seeds. Okay. Not everybody is a star seed. Not everybody came from another planet or galaxy in order to help the collective here on the earth realm. But there are a lot of people that watch my channel because I am a channel for the divine masculine, divine feminine journey. So a lot of star seeds tune into my channel, and I want to get a soul's mission card from my star seeds. Here's one. I want 2 more, Spirit, please. 2 more. It's going to be a long video. I hope people watch it. I really felt inspired to come to the table today. I don't know how long it'll take to upload it, but it should be up by tomorrow morning. There's 2 more. All right, these are for my star seeds and for anybody that it resonates with, okay? Maybe you don't know if you're a star seed. Okay, these are soul journeys. There goes my phone again. Goodness. All right, so we have Miracle. Give it just a second, guys. I'm so sorry. I learn something new every time I do these, right? That's the last one, okay? Thank you. All right, we have scales of balance, and this has been showing up a lot in the divine feminine, masculine, sacred union readings. This is all about balancing. Here we go again. Balancing the masculine and feminine energies. It's inner balance. The scales of balance, balancing the give and take, right? Directing and flowing, play and solitude are ways to heal the relationship between the inner masculine and the inner feminine energies. Connection with the body is the most powerful form of healing for the feminine energy, as it holds the secrets to divine feminine wisdom. So dance, sing, play, exercise, get in nature, be in the body. Connection with the body. It's beautiful. We have to balance. Okay, so I do know that a lot of divine feminines watch my channel, so I think that was geared toward the feminine. Let's take a look here. The next one is the miracle of Isis. Isis offers a miracle healing. No matter how much you've struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound. See, old wounds, I'm telling you. Addictions, problems, relationship issues, or inner struggle being part of it. You are guided now to accept the possibility of a miraculous healing. Let go and let the god or goddess be. Okay, yeah, this whole reading's about letting go. I hope the collective that's watching it or that needs to hear this will tune in and watch this. Last card is Pyramid of Light, Psychic Protection. As a being of light, because this is for my light workers, as a being of light, darker energies may at times seek to interfere with your spiritual progress. See? There's more on here too, but I'm not going to dig. As a being of light, darker energies may at times seek to interfere with your spiritual progress. There is nothing to fear and only more awareness of the power and protection of divine love to experience. The Pyramid of Light confirms that energies have been causing interference with your path, and it is now time for that interference to cease completely through loving divine power. So you have to go within yourself and claim your inner power and send the darkness running. You have to have the rebirth. You have to chase away the shadows because it's the end. These timelines are collapsing. You've got to let them go. Forgive them and let them go. Okay. Message for the collective, please. Message for the collective. Spirit, message for the collective. Ooh, that's too many. Sorry. Message for the collective. Spirit, message for the collective. There we go. Oh, look at that. Soulmates. I knew the romance was going to come in because I feel very deeply that this is what's been holding back the new partnerships that are just being called in, and they are soulmates. These are, we all have divine soulmates, whether it's whether you're a twin or not, any kind of soulmate. Come to the edge. This is taking a leap of faith. This is understanding that the only way to move forward is to be brave and to just leap, okay? Trust that you are always divinely supported. When you fall off of something, you might get hurt sometimes, but you survive, right? It's like you learn something from that. Spirit's saying, if you just come to the edge and take a leap of faith, we will catch you. And there's hearts all around this girl dancing around this edge. So in order to call in your soulmate, look at that. There's little hearts in this one. And there are little hearts, like little graffiti, or, confetti. That's what I'm thinking. And look at the key they're going to hold the key to your heart. You're calling in your soulmate. All right. But you're going to have to take a leap of faith. You're going to have to trust, and you're going to have to heal the past. Let go of your past burdens. You're going to have to close out those timelines. All right, 2 more, I guess. Yeah, regeneration. This is like transformation. This is healing. This is taking time out to meditate and pray and know what you need. It's a soul's healing, regenerating. And then you have a change in the wind. That's beautiful. A change in the wind. Bottom of the deck is all that glitters. Sometimes I think of this as all that glitters is not gold, and sometimes it's all that glitters is. But I feel like there was something from your past that you thought was so beautiful, so glittery, so shiny. And perhaps you're now recognizing that it wasn't. Maybe it was money. Maybe it was material wealth, material gain. And now you're recognizing that there's more to life than just materialism. Then we have no place like home. That's coming home to yourself, to your divine masculine, divine feminine. This is that seat of the soul where you live, where you belong, where you are recognized and loved. Okay, never ending story. It's time to let go of the old paradigm, the story that keeps repeating, the patterns we get stuck in time after time after time. If you don't know your worth, if you don't know your value, then you will constantly sell yourself short. And if you are a twin flame, which you probably are because you're watching my channel, no place like home is finding your divine counterpart. When you find your twin, it's like going home. Okay. And it is the never ending story because you incarnate lifetime after lifetime after lifetime together. But see, she's sitting on top of this timepiece with a mirror beside of her, and Spirit saying the answer lies within. The reason why the story never ends and you keep repeating old patterns is because you haven't looked in the mirror and recognized what your value is. As soon as you know that you are beautiful from the inside out, that God does not make junk, that you are worthy, that you are abundant, that everything you seek lies within you first, your first cup has to be your cup, then you can collapse all these old timelines, you can heal yourself, and you can move forward. All right, so we're going to get 2 more cards, and then we're going to call it quits because we are real close to an hour here. All right, messages for the collective watching this video, Spirit. Messages for the collective. What do they need to know to move them forward on their path? Messages. There you go. Yeah, another card of listening. See, Spirit says, we talk to you. This is the elephant. The elephant never forgets, okay? I'm going to tell you something, whether you believe it or not. You are not a human having a spiritual experience. It is exactly the opposite. You are a spirit having a human experience. You decided to come here and incarnate on this earth plane, possibly for the first time, maybe for the millionth time, okay? This is a karmic, dualistic energy that we incarnate on earth. It's all about duality, right? It is the quickest and easiest way to clear old karmic patterns is to come to the earth realm where duality exists so that you can overcome the inner part of you that has chosen the darkness. Okay. This elephant does not forget. And Spirit is saying, listen, get quiet and listen to your inner guidance because you are not a new soul. You have done this before. Your gifts, your talents, your abundance already exists within you. You've just forgotten it. Okay. And all you have to do is listen to your higher self, the higher aspect of you that has been through all these experiences and remembers it. Like an elephant never forgets, right? It's always there to guide you. It knows the answers even when you don't. It's a remembering. Okay, so are you talking more than you're listening? Do you finish people's sentences for them? Shh. True connection is about how we make people feel and whether or not we're being open and present. Life is communicating with you, dear one. Spirit is communicating with you. An important message is trying to get through. Let go of your fears of not being heard. You'll get your chance for now. Just listen. Beautiful card. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. Then we have invite your fears to tea. This is that mirror that I was talking about. Okay? You need to look at, what are you afraid of? What deep, deep down inside of you are you truly afraid of? Are you afraid of abandonment? Are you afraid of being heard? Are you afraid of standing in your power? Are you afraid of speaking your truth? Are you afraid of being alone? What are your fears? Sit down with a cup of tea, just you and your fears, and take a look at, where did you first experience them? Where is your trigger point? Maybe your parents divorced. Maybe you had a parent or a person in your family that was an alcoholic or a drug addict, or a overeater or whatever. Everything touches our lives in different ways, right? Sit down with your fears and love on them, and tell them that they are safe and that they are going to be cared for. Okay? Because your purpose is joy. That's why you're here. You are here to experience joy. Fears aren't facts. Often they're just scary thoughts or feelings. Instead of judging your fears, invite them to tea. Offer them a cookie. Have a chat. Listen to what your fears have to teach you. When we're courageous enough to be with what scares us, we receive powerful wisdom and powerful change. Okay, and this is, your purpose is joy. Your purpose has nothing to do with how you make a living. This is your vocation, your mission, or inspired passion. See, my mission is to teach. Okay, I've experienced a lot of spiritual stuff in my life, and Spirit has told me it's my that I'm like the Hierophant. I am the student always, and then the teacher as I am the student. Because you never get to the end of your learning. You never get to the end of your student stuff. Okay, so you're always learning, but there comes a time when you can take what you've learned and teach it to others. Okay, so that's what's being on mission. Maybe you know how to fix cars, and it's time for you to teach somebody younger than you because you're getting tired of wrenching, or whatever your life's mission is. What are your spirit guides in your inner soul telling you what brings you joy? It's not what you do to make a living. Okay, it's what inspires passion in you. It's your vocation, your mission, all worthy. But your purpose is much simpler and bigger. Your purpose is joy. It's about discovering, nurturing, and celebrating who you truly are, and knowing and loving yourself at the deepest, deepest level. Okay? All right, I'm going to get a postcard from Spirit, and we're going to close out. Message for the collective watching this video, Spirit. Dear you, do you feel like you need to do all the work and fix everything for everyone? Or you might have no value yourself without doing so? Maybe you think you need to control everything, or else nothing will get done. Be healed or be completed, etc. You may think you need to conform to what others expect from you, or choose a course of action to manipulate the outcome. But we don't think that would be a good choice. How about this? Even if it makes you temporarily uncomfortable, coming to the edge, guys, move to the edge. Do something different. Set that boundary. Delegate. I want to go back to set that boundary. Healthy boundaries are necessary in our life, okay? When you know your value, when you know your worth, when you know that you are worthy of unconditional love and respect, it's time to set healthy boundaries to those people who overstep them, the people who talk down to you, the people who tell you who you should be and what you should do and how you should do it. You need to set healthy boundaries. No, I'm sorry, but this is not the way it's going to be done, because it doesn't honor me as a person, right? So I know these cards try to keep it simple, but I wanted to elaborate on that boundary thing, because this is something that I've been called into mission on in just since December, is setting healthy boundaries. I'm no longer going to allow people to use me for their own pleasure and gain at the expense of my pleasure, right? So set healthy boundaries, delegate responsibilities to others, ask for your needs to be met. And when faced with an impossible situation or sticky, enmeshed relationship, repeat this mantra: I didn't cause it. I can't control it, and it's not my job to cure it. A better one is not my monkey, not my circus. Then carry on. Feels good, doesn't it? The best part is everything just seems to work out beautifully and honestly in the end. Let others be responsible for their own energy, and you be responsible for yours. Love you so much, the universe. Okay, guys, that has been the end of this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. It's over an hour long. We'll see whether or not people receive it and if it's viewed or whatever. If not, then maybe in the future I'll cut them down shorter. But I just wanted you guys to know that I felt called to the table. I felt like there was a message that needed to come out. And so I sat down and we just let spirit control the whole reading. I didn't set any intentions, just let it flow. So if it resonated with you, if it brought you some kind of clarity for the week coming ahead, if it showed you anything on your life's path on how to let go of old timelines, forgive old grudges, and move forward in your life, please leave me a comment or a thumbs up because it helps put the channel out there into the algorithm. And I love you guys, and we will see you next time I'm called to the table. Have a beautiful week. Thank you.